Every act by every official involved in this entire process is under the investigation conducted both by the Texas Rangers and by the FBI.
Authorities are saying mistakes were made in the process of bringing down the shooter at Robb Elementary School in Texas. That story tops 2 News at 7 o'clock. Texas law enforcement is releasing some new information today regarding the tragedy in Uvalde, saying they made multiple mistakes when their attempts to end the school shooting. I'm Ryan Kennedy.
I'm Ariana Bennett. Thank you for being with us. Jason Allen has the latest on the investigation.
Students trapped inside a classroom repeatedly called 911 begging for help during the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School.
She asked 911 to please send the police now.
One caller said there were multiple people dead, but there were 8 to 9 still alive. On Friday, law enforcement in Uvalde, Texas detailed a new timeline of the rampage that killed 19 students and 2 of their teachers.
The on-scene commander considered it a barricaded subject and that there was time and there were no more children at risk. Obviously, based upon the information we have, there were children in that classroom that were at risk, and it was, in fact, still an active shooter situation.
Texas Department of Public Safety Director Stephen McCraw says at one point, 19 officers were outside the classroom when the decision was made not to move in on the gunman.
Of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period. There's no excuse for that.
Fingers are now being pointed at the school district's chief of police, who McCraw said instructed tactical teams from Border Patrol and ICE to wait for nearly 40 minutes.
The decision was made on the scene. I wasn't there.
Federal law enforcement officials tell CBS News that Border Patrol tactical team pushed local law enforcement to go in, ultimately making the decision to enter on their own initiative, backed up by law enforcement from several agencies. Jesse Rodriguez's 10-year-old daughter, Annabelle, was killed in her classroom.
They let our babies get slaughtered, sacrificed, sitting behind a wall.
For the 21 victims, the end of the week would have marked the start of summer break. Jason Allen, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
And CBS News has learned that an anonymous donor has given $175,000 to cover the funeral costs of all the victims. There will also be expanded mental health resources for the entire community.